The Lord was talking to me this morning about preparing, about making preparations. He's given us the promise. He's ready to act. He's acting now. He's given us instructions. We know the time frame of when He's beginning to manifest the promises that He's given us. But like the children of Israel, we are also given instructions. We have a part to play. Not only are we waiting on the Lord, but there are things that He's given for us to do. In Joshua 1, verse 11, he says and instructs Joshua and the men of war, the children of Israel, pass through the midst of the camp and command the people, saying, prepare provisions for yourselves. For within 3 days you are about to cross this Jordan to go in and possess the land which the Lord your God is giving you to possess it. So there were instructions. They were to prepare provisions for themselves. So there are things that the Lord was reminding me. He had quickened something additional that He would have me do to prepare to receive that which He is bringing into our lives. And I in my thought process, I thought, well, I could put that off for a week or two. And He really quickened, no, you can't. Whatever He is given you to do, any instructions, you are to have a sense of urgency about taking care of that thing. Don't worry if He hasn't given you specific instructions about how you're to prepare, what you're to do, how you're to prepare yourself, your family. Certainly this is spiritual as well as physical. One of the things the Lord, when I was thinking actually several months ago about all the preparations I could have made. I could have planted a garden. I could have done some other types of things that I saw other people doing, and I was just thinking about those things, and I hate to say worrying, but I was a little bit concerned that maybe I wasn't preparing myself to go into the days that are just ahead of us. And He quickened in that Exodus 16, verses 16 through 18. This is what the Lord has commanded. Gather of it the manna every morning, as much as he should eat. You shall take an omer apiece, according to the number of persons each of you has in his tent. And the sons of Israel did so. And some gathered much, and some gathered little. When they measured it, he who had gathered much had no excess, and he who had gathered little had no lack. Every man gathered as much as he should eat. So don't worry about not doing certain things if the Lord didn't give you specific instructions, but be quick, hasten to do that which he has quickened to you to do, to prepare both physically and spiritually. Don't forget the 10 virgins. 5 of them were wise and went to the dealers and got extra oil. And while all 10 of them, while the Lord was delaying, this is in Matthew 25, while the Lord was delaying, and of course we might say from our perspective, the Lord's been delaying, they got drowsy and they went to sleep. But at midnight, the cry came, awaken, come out and meet the Lord, for he's here. And so the 5 that were prepared went in immediately to the feast, to the welcome feast. But the 5 who didn't prepare, that didn't have the oil, asked the 5 virgins who did have the oil, can we borrow some of yours? And the 5 that had done what the Lord had instructed them to do and were prepared said, well, no, if we give to you, we won't have enough for ourselves. And so the 5 that weren't prepared went away to look for the oil that they needed. But the 5 who were prepared, of course, were able to go on in to the wedding feast. So Let's not neglect to do that which we have been instructed to do. Let's be quick to obey and be prepared in the manner that the Lord is leading us to be prepared. Remember also Noah, before it ever rained, and he didn't even know what rain was. The Lord led him. This is in Hebrews, Hebrews 11. Of course, the story is in Genesis. But the Lord led him to prepare an ark for the salvation of his household. So we're to prepare again, both spiritually and physically, for the day that is ahead. Don't worry. Don't be in fear. Fear is not of God. Just to have confidence that you haven't gathered too much or too little, but that you have done what the Lord has instructed you to do. Be blessed in Jesus' name.